Alright, what's up everyone, InKensify here. So now that I actually got around to clearing this fight on my English playthrough, I figured I would go ahead and make a new and updated guide on how to clear this fight on Abyss in under 40 turns for that bonus RP. And I'll be honest, when I reached this point, I went ahead and rewatched my old guide and how I got it at 33 turns. And to be honest, reviewing like the entire thing, I got extremely lucky. And the run that I'm going to show here for the video on how I got the clear, I'd say is more realistic and on how majority of the runs will actually probably go. So hopefully I can give you guys some tips that aren't heavily reliant on luck, I guess. Because I do consider this to be one of the harder RP checks in the game, especially on a non-carryover Abyss run. So first things first, it's pretty minor, but I think you reach the end of this area around like 115 to 116 on average. So if you can get everybody up to like 118 to 120-ish, I think the minor stat boost can really go a long way towards your success. And next up is you definitely want to change your formation. If you don't change your formation, everybody's going to be clumped up like around here. So when the fight begins, he's just going to assault like 3 or 4 people at once and you're not gonna have a good time. So you want to set up your team in such a way that he won't hit more than 2 people at once. So I have Swin and Rufus set up at the front and just Lapis and Nadia set up at the back. Now as far as equipment goes, I highly suggest yoinking all of your best equipment and just putting it on this party. The stats will really help. So I put the Thesis Ring on Rufus for some more damage. Passionate Rogue for big damage and some more break damage. Break damage is huge, by the way. For Lapis, I gave her some Silver Chain just for some more HP and for survivability. And this Silvery Watch for some speed and some minor ATS. I really don't think it matters what you put on Lapis, just as long as she survives. For Nadia, I kept the Bear and Bear on her for faster cast time and gave her a Silver Charm, especially for survivability. You do not want Lapis or Nadia getting one hit. That you'll have a very bad time. And for Swin, I gave him True Passion Leggings for some big damage, and I gave him this Dark Lemon for some more speed and some additional delay, because if you happen to lend a delay, that might really help you. Now as far as Ren goes, I really didn't put much on her. I mostly kind of ignored putting anything on her. However, you can put some stuff on her if you feel like using her as some sort of insurance policy. So just tack some more ATS or something on her. Now, as far as my quartz and stats, this is how I set everything up. Now, in my clear run, I'm actually using Brave instead of Scold, because apparently I can't read that I ended up using the wrong Master Quartz, and I didn't realize it until afterwards. So I'm actually was supposed to be using Scold for that additional break damage instead of this. I have Scorpio here just for some bigger damage when he's in the break state. Now for the stats, you really just want to load him up on strength and speed if you can. 2800 plus strength is pretty good. If you can get Rufus to about the mid 110, mid 120s for the speed, I think that's pretty solid as well. So really just chuck whatever you can on him just so he can get some bigger damage. Now for Lapis, she still has her standard talisman, but I gave her the Andavari subquartz so she has access to Crescent Mirror, so I don't have to put it on here. And I really just loaded her up with some speed and some HP in defense, just so she can survive, I think, 2 hits from the Emperor, no problem. Because really how I did it, she really doesn't provide too much offensive help to the party, so I really just have her mostly supporting. Now for Nadia, this is where you can kind of really customize her a little bit more to your personal liking. I just kept the regular Vega on her, and since throughout this fight I do 0 healing whatsoever, I chucked Morgan on her, since hopefully she'll be relatively low HP throughout the entire fight, so the amplified damage based on her low HP can really help. For fire slots, you can probably chuck a crit on her and a fireball just for some minor damage boost, hopefully, and gave her some speed. it's gonna be kind of tricky to get her to, you know, like Swin and Rufus's range. So if you can get her to at least like closer to 90ish, I think that's pretty solid. But other than that, I think it's pretty important to put Albion Wolf on either Nadia or Lapis. That way you can time it perfectly when he goes into his enraged state, so you can remove that speed up immediately when he casts it. And you can also chuck in the Ixion Mold as well, since he's relatively weaker to it. Now for Swin, same thing with Nadia. You can kind of customize him a little bit more to your liking. I kept Altair on him. And for me, I used Gungnir, but you can probably switch him to, let's say, Scorpio or Chevalier even, since there's no healing throughout this fight. It's really just up to you. And just like Rufus, you really just want to load him up on speed and strength. I got him up to, I think, the same speed as Rufus, and just a bit less attack than him as well. So if you can get him to like 2700, I think that's pretty solid. Now for Ren, I really didn't do much with her whatsoever, but as an insurance policy, you could probably switch Titania to something like Gungnir, and then have her sub such as Scorpio if you are really that close to clearing the fight and you just need that little bit more damage. And then you can probably stack a little bit more ATS on her as well. And yeah, that's pretty much how I set up. Onto the fight itself, there is also a lot of luck involved in being able to do this in under 40 turns, such as hoping nobody dies. Because at any point if somebody dies, it's more likely than not you're not going to make the DPS check. So hope your teammates revive each other, and if they keep doing that, you're in good shape. Now for the beginning of the fight, you really just got to start breaking them as quickly as you can. Ideally around the 8, 9, 10, 11 mark is when you really just want to have him in this broken state, which is probably after a second auto attack. Now once you get him in that state, this is where you really have to start getting your damage in. So hopefully your BP should be at least by 5 by the time you break him. That way you can accelerate to keep the chain going once you expend everybody's CP, you know, via probably S-Crafts or whatnot. And throughout this entire time, you probably are going to want to set up a Crescent Mirror via Lapis. That way, when he will inevitably recover once he reaches the 50% point, your team is entirely covered from his S-Craft. That way, when they do reflect the damage, the Perfect Guard will disappear. That way you don't have to worry about that. So if you can get him to reset his break gauge around turn 17, 18, 19, I think you're in pretty good shape to clearing under 40. However, it's going to get a little bit tougher from this point on, considering you will more than likely than not be CP and dry. So this is where some luck really starts to kind of take place. And before he enhances himself, I highly suggest beginning a cast of Albion Wolf. That way you can all cancel him, so you can get rid of that speed buff that he places on himself, so he doesn't potentially take away turns from you. Now once he resets his break gauge, ideally you want to hopefully break him again within 10 to 12 turns. If you do that, you do have some wiggle room to kind of like flex how you want to unleash whatever else you have on him and hopefully get the clear. But really throughout, you know, the 10 to 12 turns, you're kind of gonna want to just pray and hope everybody survives. This is why I really just have Nadia supporting the team and just casting Crescent Mirror on everybody and just hoping everybody survives, because that extra, you know, damage mitigation can really help. You can't really just rely on your teammates reviving each other the entire time. Another thing I forgot to mention earlier is when he's in the break state, I do kind of suggest switching your links to Rufus if they are going to end up going for a link attack. It does deal additional damage since he has Scorpio on. So especially in the second half, you really just want to link everybody to Rufus every time they go. That way you get at least a little bit more damage from your link attacks. So once you have him in the broken state for the second time, it's really just up to you at this point on how you want to utilize your resources to ensure you get the under 40 turns clear. Well, one thing is I highly suggest you make sure you at least accelerate one time. But if you have the turns to spare, You can also just maybe throw in a Brave Soul or a Brave Seed. That way you have some BP to do another time if you have the turns to spare. If not, you really got to be meticulous in how you want to plan out your damage. So that's pretty much the general idea of how I managed to clear the fight. So if you have any questions on anything that I did, please drop a comment down below. And with that, I'll just let the end of this clear rock, and I'll see you guys next time. Or Ixion Vault.
My reign is as the peace god!
That was close.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Oh my god.
I'll take care of it.
Slay on sight! Criminals raid!
On guard.
Cut you down!
On it.
Too bad for
Okay. Target locked.
It's me!
Okay, this is incredibly risky. I have to hope they don't die.
Arcus activate!
Can you withstand this titanic pull?
I'm here for you!
Please.
That was close!
Appreciate it.
My turn! Here I go! Yeah!
My reign is as the peace god!
Ready? Target locked.
I am too far,
On
I
guard.
think. I am way too far right now.
How about this? Renegade egg! My reign is as the peace god!
How shall we play? I shall!
I can't do that much deeps.
And bam!
Can you withstand this titanic pull? Back tenfold! What?
Okay.
By some absolute miracle, this is my only chance.
Slay on!
Okay. Time to settle this. Detonate! Keep at it.
Too late!
On guard.
Blade of darkness! Outplaying!
Asking for it.
It's me!
I have to really think carefully. I think I want to do this. Because I can't Ixion Vault or Albion Wolf. I have to make sure I link the right person. No. I want to link... Okay. So Nadia takes 2 turns, and then she takes 1. I'm better after switching to Rufus. Okay, I think I mathed that right.
Should be around. Found ya! Up you go! Right there! Now!
Too late!
I shall! Gleam! I shall!
These swords are of those who lost their way.
On guard! You're in need of polish! Cut down! Brute Gang Raid!
My turn!
Oh my f***ing god. 66. Nadia can't do that much.
You're it, if you insist.
Okay, I'm just gonna do double S-Craft and pray it works. No, I can't buffer. If I had another turn, I would probably like buffer if I could. Actually, yeah, I can't buffer at all. Alright, I'm just gonna double S-Craft. Hope. I get it.
Welcome to my Tipsy Talk.
Like, if I had Ixie and Volta Albion Wolf, I would probably be more comfortable with this because she has the Morgan
My pièce de résistance.
subports on her, so that would amplify her damage based on her health.
Just how did I know? Very well.
Oh my god, please, Rin, you gotta get this much. At least this much. Is there a hope?
Time to entertain my guests. Round and round. Up you go!
Please.
Time for the main event. What a delightful tea party.
That has to be it. Yes!
It's absurd!
Let's go, dude! With one turn to spare.
We're low on time. Let's go.
Thank you, Ren. God bless you.
Even perfection can stand to improve. It's only natural.
Run with the clutch. Thank God she was in my pocket. Thank God. Nice.